toughest of situations, toughest of circumstances against the best players in the world, he is as good, if not better than them all.
Yeah. If you watched the Ryder Cup this weekend and you didn't take at least one practice swing to try to emulate his backswing, you're not a real golfer. Because I'll tell you, my mirror was worn out last night. Welcome back to the Golf Asylum podcast. Fraz, what a weekend.
Ryder Cup special. It's the only place to... We're not even spend part of the podcast today. Let's just dominate the whole podcast. Ryder Cup
all
special.
Ryder Cup.
There's so much to get to.
It was a good weekend. It was fun. I mean, if you're a European fan, it's fun.
Well, it was, for the most part.
Stressful.
It was an uncomfortable Sunday, I will say that. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But, you know, Europe got it done. The Cup came home. 11th time out of 15.
Yeah.
Now 2 out of last 4 away ones as well. That sways the balance of the Ryder Cup massively. When was the last time the US won it on away soil? I think it was 1993.
Okay.
I think it was at the Belfry. I think they lost that one. 95, I think it was Oak Hill. I think they won that one. 97 Valderrama, which they won, and that was kind of where things really started turning for the Europeans. So, yeah, it's become a little bit one-sided. And that was my feeling, to be honest. Halfway through Saturday, I'm texting with our buddy Joe going, this is a bit flat.
Yeah.
It's a bit easy.
Yeah, I played yesterday morning. Obviously, the talk of the group was Ryder Cup, and I was confidently saying, it's a shoo-in, it's done. It's kind of, is it a ho-hum? Someone, just ran away with it, and it'll be cool to watch.
They split the session or something like that, and then, Europe win it by, whatever they were leading by, 6 points or something like going into it.
Yeah, so... the way it turned out was crazy. I mean, I was watching it at the club, and then I was watching it as I was driving home, so I didn't miss any of it. And my God, it was not what I expected to happen.
No, me neither. There was just a whole host of emotions, I think, on that Saturday. But let's go through it in sequence, right? Let's look at day one. Let's look at day one to start with. Foursomes. The European record in foursomes now is just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. There's something like 70 under versus 40 under.
Crazy.
Like, it's almost 2 to 1, one in the birdies that they make. They knit together in foursomes. They have pairings that are so natural. Fleetwood and McIlroy, Rahm and Hatton, like, it's almost like they can guarantee they'll never lose a session. Yeah. Right? Because they've got 2 that won't lose. And I think one of the things with the Ryder Cup that maybe is a differential or difference maker with the President's Cup is that the President's Cup, it's harder to hide players who are off form. Mm-hmm. Look at some of the stats on Data Golf. Europe had 3 of the worst performing players in that Ryder Cup. But on day 1 and 2, you only need to play 8 of 14, 8 of 12.
True. Yeah, good point.
So you can hide those guys at the bottom order, like poor Rasmus Højgaard barely got a sniff.
I know.
Poor kid was the only player on either team to not get any points.
Yeah, it's tough.
That is tough.
That's tough.
But the format lends itself to being top heavy. Mm-hmm. And when you look at, Rahm, Rose, Fleetwood, McIlroy, Fitzpatrick was excellent statistically. Yeah. Unbelievable week. You kind of look at like that being the top 5 players in the event. Cam Young was actually right. I think he was right at the top. I think number 1 performer was Fleetwood statistically. Right. Cam Young was number 2.
Interesting.
So he was the only one that was really in the mix with the top-heavy nature of the performers. So, yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. Day 1 is just those pairings were really, really strong.
Think of those foursomes too. Like, I always find the European team hits shots that you don't see on, day-to-day stroke play. They can almost go after it a little bit more, whereas the U.S. tries a little too hard. Someone like a Scheffler, in my opinion, didn't play great. You heard him yesterday on Saturday night. His team had to pick him up because he was basically, probably thinking I'm the worst match play player or worst Ryder Cup player. I know. You know,
Imagine
and
the money you could have got on that.
crazy. You know, it doesn't make sense. But those foursomes the first day out are just, that to me is the best way to start Ryder Cup.
It is. It's just the whole thing is just incredible.
Yeah.
I love it more than I could ever imagine. I just love the Ryder Cup that much. You know, I've been to 4, I think it is. K Club, Celtic Manor, Medina, and England Eagles. So I haven't been in 11 years now, since 2014, which
Crazy.
I can't believe. So yeah, I'm overdue for Adair Manor.
Yeah, well, we talked about this a second ago. Adair Manor, I mean, it looks amazing. I'd love to play it. I'd obviously love to stay there. You know, it's top-notch, world-class. I just feel like, is it the right place to host a Ryder Cup? Is it going to be too
high-end?
Too high-end? You know, is it a golf course that a lot of people, you know and play? Like, not a lot of people, if you ask, like, guys around the table at the club, who's played Adair Manor, not many guys get out there. I know guys that have, and they love it.
Marco Simone, though, you could argue not many.
True, yeah, very true. But almost that feels, the golf course was almost built to feel like a viewing golf course.
It was, yeah, very much.
Whereas, you know, Adair Manor's still very Parklandish. Yeah. I know it's long. Yeah. I know they've changed stuff there. So, I don't know, it'll be an interesting host for a Ryder Cup.
One thing I would say, and it really came out in the wash, this Ryder Cup more than any other, the Europeans don't make mistakes.
No.
In terms of where their venues are.
That's true.
There's an actual process. I think they said it starts, I want to say they said 10 years out. So before you get a Ryder Cup, there's a process of, we have to have X amount of tournaments there. You have to give us X amount of access. You have to fund, they have to fund, I think, a certain amount of tournaments on the DP World Tour. Like when they went to Le Golf National in Paris, that was the easiest betting money you could have ever spent. Like Tommy Fleetwood owns that course. You just have to look at, you know, his record there. It's such a hard golf course. The way they set it up, they knew statistically that they were better than the US team at certain yardages, and then they moved the tee boxes forward and they moved them back just to put them into the spots where they knew they would beat them. I mean, we'll get to the course setup in a little minute, because I think that was... Keegan said it last night. He obviously never admitted it during the event, but my God, what a mistake they made with that course.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Bethpage Black didn't play like Bethpage Black.
No.
Which is...
I couldn't believe it.
Listen, I've never played it.
Yeah.
But I've played it on Tiger Woods 2011 or something. It was hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that's a stupid analogy to use, but it was always the one where, you know, you see the sign, it's difficult, it's tough, it's going to beat you up. I mean, it looked like a pitch and putt for those boys.
It literally was. Like, when they started trying to drive the first green, I'm like, hold the bus.
No kidding.
This is a nonsense.
I think it was... either 15 or 16's a par 5 was like 610 yards.
Yeah.
And Bryson was on in 2 yesterday. Now, adrenaline's going crazy. He feeds off a crowd. Yeah. He's Captain America. So, and he hits a 3-wood that probably goes 320 yards anyway.
But to be fair, Rosie was going for it too.
Some boys went for it too. So, but to me, it's like, okay, that's cool to see because it's a long hole and it should be difficult.
Yeah.
But I mean, those boys are feathering in 300-yard fairway woods and they're landing them on the green. Like, it just didn't feel like what I was expecting Bethpage Black. Because if you and I were to go play it next summer in June, I know boys that have gone and have rated it and stuff like that. They go, no, it is very hard.
We would get our backside handed to us.
Totally. And I know, again, a lot of guys that play, they come off there and they go, great place, but they almost feel defeated because they've just been beat up for 4.5 hours. Well,
it was like the fairways, the ball plugging in the fairways. Sometimes the ball wasn't even bouncing the greens. It would literally just hit the green and just rip straight back. Yeah. Like, they never had that much rain.
No, it must have been on 15, that uphill second shot. Yep. Yesterday's camera footage, because of the way the sun was setting, it was looking from the right side onto the green. When the ball would hit the green, it would leave a big pitch mark, and then the ball would roll. So when you're watching, you're going, I don't know where the ball is for the first, 5 seconds or something like that. So the fact that those greens were as soft as they were, like you said, they did not have a lot of rain. No. Even early last week, they didn't have a lot of rain. So it was just... listen, I played a golf course that hosted a PGA of America's event. As of Tuesday, they shut the water off. There was little rain in the forecast. They did not water the greens. They did not water the surrounds. They wanted to firm it up as much as they could. Those greens were firmer than what Bethpage was.
Yeah, it's a shame. I thought the golf course was a real shame. So obviously day one, the Europeans got out to a healthy, I think 3-point lead. I think it was 5.5, 2.5 after day one. Looking healthy, looking strong. Crowds were certainly rowdy in the afternoon. Yeah. Did you see the stuff with Trump coming out and the flyover and stuff like that? Like, I liked that energy, to be honest. Like, it felt like things really built up at that point.
Totally.
And I quite enjoyed that side of it, right?
Listen, I get the whole patriotism.
Yeah.
Fighter jets and bald eagles. And
I don't mind any
Mount
of that
Rushmore and stuff.
I'm all for make your home.
Totally.
Ryder Cup.
Your country leader loves golf, so he's there. I get it. That's amazing. But I know where you're going with this.
What, crowd behaviour?
Aye.
I mean, it was. I don't know who those fans were. They were not sports fans.
No, I don't think those were. I'm going to say I don't think they're true golfers either.
Nah, there's no chance, Mikey. And also, it's $750 a ticket.
Yeah,
I don't think they let the true fans in.
I agree. I think they've overpriced it.
Yep.
Big problem. Keegan, a few months before the Ryder Cup, would go to Bethpage and he would show up in the middle of 4 guys playing Bethpage Black, and he would hand out, tickets. So he's smart. He's like, hey, these are the people I want because they're playing golf here. They are playing golf, untucked shirts, muni golf. They're having a laugh. Mm-hmm. But he only gave 3,000 tickets away, which I mean is a lot. You can't give 80,000. Yeah,
I actually didn't know that. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, it's nice that he did that. But those people that are shouting, I mean, I call it no class individual. That's what that was. It's either a corporate ticket, they've drank too much, which I'm shocked because pints were $15 a pint. Don't get me wrong. I love to have a good time. But like Rory said yesterday, cheer for your countrymen. Don't belittle me out there. Like he goes, I'd heard very little come on Scotty. He goes, but I heard a lot of F you, Rory.
To me, Keegan and the US team needed to do a better job of handling that earlier. Mm-hmm. The message should have been support us, respect them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that should have been the message. Support us, respect them. Everything else at that point is fair game. Mm-hmm. Cheer as loud as you want. Give your guys the most support.
Yeah.
Like everyone kept saying the same thing, that there's a point at which you make them better. Mm-hmm. You've got to remember these fans need to remember, not us, but the fans need to remember these are elite athletes. You give them more motivation, you make them better, you enhance them. Mm-hmm. You don't take anything away from them.
No, I know. Even I saw, I don't know if it was day 1 or day 2, and I didn't even expect this, but I'm going to say JJ Spawn hit a shot to 20 feet, and people went ballistic, right? And then whoever he was playing against hit a shot to 5 feet, and they're boo, and no one's clapping. I'm like, listen, I know it's competitive.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're still world-class athletes. If this was at the Sanderson Farms Open, you would have clapped for them.
Yeah.
I know it's country versus continent and stuff like that, but still, there's still a respect to the old golf clap. Like, everyone does it. Even if you and I are playing a match against 2 dummies that we don't like. We lost the other weekend. We still shook their hands. It stings, but we still shook their hands.
Oh, I forgot about that until you brought that up there.
I can't forget about it. I can't even sleep. I don't know. I would just say the U.S. fans' banter was very classless. And I will say the person that was out there, Friday morning, Saturday morning, chanting, something against Rory, and she stepped down from her position. Yeah. 1, never even heard of her, so it couldn't be that funny. But 2, it's like, if that's what you're going into the morning with, I mean, Euros were chanting, "Is this a library?" And Lowry turned around and started laughing because he's like,
"It's funny because it's funny.
It's funny.
It's actually funny.
Yeah, it's quiet. It's why aren't people cheering? Whereas you're not going to have that. I mean, remember 2018 in France?
Yeah.
They're doing the thunderclap and stuff like that. Like, that's a Ryder Cup.
as I say, I've been to 3 home Ryder Cups. And listen, don't get me wrong. I heard at Marco Simone, there was some things that were a little out of line, and some players were kind of like on the back end of some stuff. So I'm not saying it's just a US thing, and I'm not, pointing that just at them. But to your point of, there was never booing from a good shot from the US team.
Yeah.
From Patrick Reed or whoever it was,
yeah.
right? There never was. It was, there would be some appreciation for it.
Yeah.
But you were so focused on supporting your team, and yeah, maybe when it got to the singles, if their player would miss a 4-footer, you might cheer.
Yeah, I get it.
You've won a point. It's big, and so, but. Yeah, the fan behaviour was a real disappointment. But I don't think they were golf fans. I really don't. I saw some people being interviewed and stuff like that, and just the way they were talking about, the way the US team was going to dominate the Europeans. Like this is a mismatch. So these people don't know the Ryder Cup.
No, and like Keegan said last night, he goes, at the end of the day, they played way better than us, except
putted way better.
Yeah.
Data golf, right? Approach play, the US were better. Tee to green, the US were better. Around the greens, the US were better. That's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Statistically, they played better than the Europeans in all those categories. If you actually look at everything other than putting, the US team they outperformed them.
Yeah.
They were stronger until they got in the greens. The Europeans were 19.1 strokes better than the US team on the greens. We're only playing 4 matches, 2 matches each day, or 4 matches, per session. So we're playing, obviously 16 matches, but 19.1 strokes better on the greens. You can't compete with that.
No, you can't compete.
You absolutely cannot. So and that's the way I felt watching it, to be honest. I'm like, I don't feel like we're the only ones hitting good shots, yet we're winning all these games. And I actually asked a few people about this, like, why are we better on the greens than them? Why are we able to answer their great moments with our great moments, and then we make our own great moments that they can't answer? Like, what is that? What is it about the Ryder Cup that makes Justin Rose the best putter? The last 2 years, he's been the best putter in the tournament. Historically not a great putter.
No, I know. He's almost taken over. I mean, I would love to know the stats back in the day. Like, Poulter was never a great putter. Yeah. But in Ryder Cup the guy could putt from a 350-yard hole and make it. Like, it was insane.
When you play for something bigger than yourself...
Totally.
It's different.
Totally.
It elevates you. Your purpose is not you. Your purpose is bigger than that. It's collectively. Yeah. And you heard the motto, was it our place, our time, or something like that?
Yeah.
It was, you just... I mean, Luke Donald, just, what a job.
Yeah.
What a job he done. What a job the whole team, Eduardo Molinari with the stats, for the pairings. It's just like their formula is perfect.
The formula is good. It's...
Not perfect, I'll say that. No, sorry, because there's a few things... It's excellent. It's a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say I was watching Golf Channel this morning, and the guy they were interviewing was works for Golf Digest, and he was talking about the USA Task Force. Remember when they introduced that task force? Yeah. And it worked for them in 21, even though 21 was a bit offside because fans couldn't travel. It was a weird Ryder Cup.
Like
it was a weird Ryder Cup. But the players were still there, and it doesn't matter.
And what a team.
What a team. The U.S. Task Force apparently is non-existent.
Yep.
We'll skip the whole Keegan being a captain because it doesn't matter. I think Luke Donald being young enough to be a captain twice, maybe a third time, makes sense because he understands it. He is a captain.
Yes.
But the one thing I noticed, if you compare, I'm going to go social media to social media, USA, Europe. Europe is giving you the walkthrough. This is our recovery room. He's telling people he changed the mattresses in the hotel because he understands recovery. Someone on his team told him, your recovery rate is going to do this, and the percentage of wins you're going to get is going to be this. But if you change the mattresses, you might win more, right? Even if that's not the case. So
this is you've heard me talk about Sir Dave Brailsford, right? This aggregation of marginal gains. This is a Tour de France tactic. So
without breaking any bones.
Exactly. So, like, they'll go in the Tour de France, Dave Brailsford's team, potentially, well, I'm not going to get into that, but some of the things they would do to enhance their performance, but some of the legal things they would do would be they go round hotel to hotel every stage, change the mattresses. They would change the pillows. They knew how to get them to recover. They realised that them doing interviews after riding the race lost the golden window to recover. So they stopped them doing that. They were only ever allowed to do interviews after they had been in ice baths and been on the bikes to race out the lactic acid, the legs. So you've got like formulas for Tour de France. You've got Sir Clive Woodward. You've got like all of these incredible coaches and managers, and they've been through it all in the European team. Yeah. They've literally, like, with a fine-tooth comb, figured out what do these players need to do. Like, there's a blueprint apparently for how they talk to each individual. So, like, how you talk to Ram versus how you talk to Ludwig Aubert, it's totally different.
Yeah, I mean, he was talking about, there was a crack in the door for the light in. I read this morning on Twitter the halogen bulbs in the hallway were different than in the morning than they were at night because they were a lower, dim rate, and they were, could sleep better and stuff like that. To be honest with you, I could watch a documentary on that stuff because I love the nitpick of.
There'll be a book one day. Yeah. There always is. There's a book. Now, I will say we'll never know all because the Europeans realise that they are able to have this advantage. You'd still probably argue on paper that even though you'd say probably the Europeans shouldn't have been underdogs this week. Everyone's like stacked European team, but like, would you put who's the worst player on the European team, the US team? Sam Burns. Like,
he had a decent finish at the end of the year, so I wouldn't call him the worst. Would you say Harris English or something like that?
Maybe Harris English, right?
Yeah.
Maybe on current form, Morikawa, Sam
I would
Burns.
say Morikawa was pretty rough.
Right.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, how is he there?
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
No, listen, his putting is horrendous. Horrendous. Like, the amount of putts he missed.
I think that was he was a captain's pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a miss on that one.
Yeah, I do as well.
I would have rather seen Keegan play than see Morikawa play.
That's another problem. But if you look at, if you said in any given day they were playing match play and you put their worst player, whoever that may be, whether that's Burns, Morikawa or Harris English, and you put them up against Rasmus Højgaard, who would you expect to win? Probably the American lad.
Yeah.
Right, so like when you go head to head, you probably say, like, if it's not the Ryder Cup, the US boys, there is, I would say that there's probably a little bit of a, you could argue, listen, whether there's a talent gap, but the US team are as strong.
Yeah.
If you put them out in stroke play, I think you'd probably see over a 4-round event, you'd probably end up with more of those US boys ahead. But that's again, that could be argued. So you guys may have a different opinion. But yeah, I just think how they collectively come together as a team is so significant. Okay, day 2, more of the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is good from a European perspective, bad for a US perspective. Like, why did he bring out Morikawa and English again? And like, everyone was ripping on them.
So awkward. Like, there was times awkward enough where it's like they make a putt and one goes to fist bump you and one goes to high five and they give you the old squid. Like, you just don't know.
And Morikawa was the worst for that. Honestly, like, I've seen so many people try to give him, like I saw Scheffler actually in one of the rounds trying to give him that, and he always catches it. It's just like, dude, like,
I know.
I don't know if maybe amongst friends that's amongst the boys they find that funny. It's just awkward. I thought Harris English actually hit the ball pretty good. I thought he actually hit the ball nicely. I thought Morikawa hit the ball, average, and he putted horrific. Let me just tell you actually and go to the event total and show you the putting stats right now.
Yeah, I think the day two for me was like, well, this is over. I thought the Europeans were going to come out dominant day 3 and just wax them, to be honest with you.
On the last day?
Yeah, I just thought, it's over and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
You always get a moment though. Even at Marco Simone, even though that was a lopsided scoreline, there was a moment in Italy where it's like, this is going a little bit too much in their direction for the comfort level. Yesterday had that. Well, it started very blue. So I know you were playing, but like the first 5 matches went blue.
Yeah.
And it was like all Europe, and it's like, I mean, this is going to be done in the first 3 games.
Yeah, I had it on my phone.
Yeah.
And, I saw the, Fitzy 5 up through 6 or 5 or whatever
Tommy
it was.
got 2 up on,
it was quick.
JT quick.
And I remember, all of us going, here it goes. Like, it's just going to be a kicking. But then, even that match with Fitzy and DeChambeau, for him to get it back to half a point is insane.
Incredible. I mean, regardless of what you think about Bryson, he is a hell of a competitor.
Totally.
He is a hell of a competitor. They love him in that team room. I don't think he was too over the top and too kind of me. I think he was the right amount of energy and passion and
so there was
play.
Almost a fist fight between.
That was the best.
I mean, I honestly thought someone was going to start throwing a haymaker or something because that was tense. And then what was it? Scheffler's caddy? Or no, Scheffler's caddy.
Scott and Francesco Molinari.
Frankie were having it, but they like kissed and made up after.
The one that would have started it if he was there was Keegan. If Keegan was there, he would have turned that into a big problem.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever remember the
Jimenez?
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The match
Don't talk
play?
to my caddy
like
that. Yeah.
And he got in his face.
Yeah.
The only person that would have turned that into an actual problem would have been Keegan.
Yeah.
There was a point yesterday, did you see that, where Justin Rose was looking for the ruling, and he was all over him like a rash.
Walking, and I mean, to be honest with you, that shot he hit from there was
ridiculous.
With a little spin over towards
ridiculous.
the pin. Keegan must have said on his radio, like, F me.
But did you see, like, Keegan was on the match referee halfway down the next hole.
Yeah.
The minute that hole is done,
it's over.
It's over.
It's over,
like,
yeah. What are you going to do?
Focus on something else.
I know.
And he was still, like, Keegan does my head in. But the best putter, let's start with the worst putters, could be said Morikawa was. He actually wasn't. There was 4 other US players were worse putters than Morikawa.
Who?
JT was the worst in the field.
Shocker. I think it's a bad.
Sam Burns.
Which is
he's
funny,
a great putter.
because on tour he's like in the top 10.
Xander.
Yeah, his game's been pish.
And JJ Spawn. He was worse statistically on the greens on the event overall. So, yeah, I mean, like, you can go down the line after that. Like, after Morikawa was Harris English, Patrick Cantley, Scott Scheffler. In the bottom 10, there was only 2 Europeans. Rasmus Højgaard and Ludwig Åberg.
Which is a shocker for Åberg, too, because he's generally been pretty steady with the putter all year.
Pretty steady. But he obviously got a couple of wins, a big win on the first day, and then, got his singles. But, yeah, he was generally, other than Rasmus Højgaard, who gets sat, he was generally the worst player on the European team.
Yeah.
So obviously singles, it's going, by midway through, it looks like it literally is going to be, like, Europe can't see where they're going to get the points from.
Yeah.
They actually had to turn around the Tyrrell Hatton game and the Shane Lowry game. They had to turn those around to get the points in the bag. Like,
crazy.
It was only Ludwig who really held steady.
Yeah.
Like, Patrick Cantley never really ate into that lead, and it was just that, and they kept losing on the 18th. When Cam Young, who was unbelievable, when he won an 18, JT won an 18. That's when it looked like it was just not going to be the Europeans' day.
I will say for Cam Young, I wasn't expecting performance out of him as much as now. Hometown crowd. He loves Bethpage. He's won junior events at Bethpage. His dad was the director of golf at Sleepy Hollow. Always been a good ball striker, obviously. But when watching him hit shots around there, some of the best ball striking I've seen in a long time.
He barely missed a shot. I can think of a couple that he kind of approach shots. Like, he was so good off the tee.
Yeah.
Where was he? He was actually second in the tournament.
There you go. Who was first?
Tommy was better.
Really? Stripe Show Joe.
I mean, that's incredible, isn't it, Tommy? So Cam Young was 4.6 strokes gained relative to the field off the tee. Tommy was 6.5. That's how good he was off.
He literally,
tee to green.
Every time Tommy hits it, though, it's like out of the middle, perfect.
So flush.
Every time.
Like, it's ridiculous how good his game is right now.
I could show him how to hit out of the heel, and they bother.
I tell you what, I don't think he knows any other feeling right now.
Yeah, true.
In the middle. Like, he's the ultimate Ryder Cupper. I know they call Poulter the mailman. That needs to stop.
Yeah. The postman.
Tommy, well, that's
mailman.
He's
Postman Pat.
Postman, aye. But like, I think that needs to. I think Tommy Fleetwood is the the guy who will deliver your point.
Yeah.
Amazingly, not nearly as strong in the singles.
So, again, yesterday night he's hanging around the green, whatever. He's got the English flag around him, and he looks depressed.
Yeah.
Right? He looks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know,
this boy should be having a laugh.
Yeah.
On the bus, looked depressed. Walking the bridge, kind of head down, moping, and I was like, well, he's upset of his play today, but he should be. He's obviously gonna, he's gonna look back over the next couple days and go, okay, I played really well, here, and here. But he looked like he was ready to cry.
Well, he knows he's done this before. In Paris, he was 4 out of 5 playing with Molinari, and he lost the singles in Paris as well. So he'll be devastated that. And they all will be at the top of the order. I mean, they'll all be devastated. They let it go down to effectively Lowry, Hatton, and Bob McIntyre. They'll be devastated that they let it get that far.
Yeah.
And rightly so. They should never have let that happen. I mean, Tommy had control of that match. JT played pretty good. He didn't play that good in the singles, though. We just actually see Sunday
The fact,
singles.
though, like you go back to Fitzy and DeChambeau, that he's up 5 and they've tied at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really remember, like, did Fitzy play poorly or did
in the singles?
Yeah, did DeChambeau just kind of click in the afternoon?
He really clicked in, and Fitzy kind of like, just stopped. Like, he wasn't that impressive after the front 9, Fitzy. He played like 8 great holes, and then Bryson, like, obviously had some great moments.
On day 2, that bunker shot he hit was unbelievable.
Who was that?
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
On 18.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy loves a long bunker shot. I say he won his US Open.
Yeah.
I mean, that shot was world class.
Did you see Henley's on 18?
I did, yeah.
That was a joke.
Nuts.
Henley was the best player in the singles.
Really?
He was almost 4 strokes gained. So him and Lowry, their match was by far the best match scoring wise.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. I would never have guessed. Actually, if you look at it statistically, I think, again, why when you look at the stats on these things, people, I think, would have thought Henley had a poor Ryder Cup. Obviously, him and Scotty get kind of, dominated. Statistically, he was the 3rd best US player. Young was the best. Cam Young was the best. DeChambeau was 2nd. And 3rd was Russell Henley. Which I think will surprise a lot of people.
Yeah. But, I mean, like Henley said and Scheffler said, they were just, they were disappointed in their play the first 2 days. And I guess they must have had a hell of a pep talk on Saturday night to be like, we can, still win this. They obviously had a kumbaya session.
Yeah.
Because Scheffler said he was down in the dumps. Henley was down in the dumps. JT was obviously not in the, mentally probably best state after Friday or after Saturday. And whatever they said or whatever they talked about clearly worked. So
it got close, didn't it?
Yeah.
It got awfully close. Who for you was the MVP? Who was the standout player of the whole Ryder Cup?
Standout player, whole Ryder Cup. I mean, honestly, Shane Lowry on day 1 and 2 I thought was quite good. And then even to get his match, to get that point on 18, I mean, it's just I would say his, like, attitude towards it, whether they were down or up, he was always charging on kind of thing.
So somebody was in my messages, and I was posting a lot about the Ryder Cup, and I was like, why are you posting about Rory? Like, Lowry carried him both days. Lowry was statistically the worst player on the Friday.
Well, I thought he was great.
4 balls. He was the worst player. He was minus 2.5 shots. Rory was the 2nd best player behind Tommy. So that Friday 4 balls, like that was mostly Rory that was doing the damage. Shane was pretty poor. And then in the Saturday 4 balls, again Rory was better than Lowry again. So I think sometimes, I don't know if it's the expectation of Rory, and you expect him to do superhuman things. The guy's just elite, so elite. And Shane was incredible in big moments. He certainly, I'd love to see his putting actually.
I mean, there's times where they, for every team, but it's time where they, like, him and Rory just hammed and egged it well.
They did. So I think that's what it was. So obviously the TV coverage shows the big moments.
Yeah, of course.
Lowry was the second best putter on the Saturday afternoon. So like he
made some putts,
he made a bunch of putts, and and Rory was the worst putter on the European team. But overall play, he was second best, but putting he was the worst. Only JJ Spawn was worse when it came to putting. So Lowry had some big moments, and then he played lights out on the singles for a half. I mean, to birdie the last under that amount of pressure. Like, did you when you're watching it on TV, do you get a feeling for like being on the tee? 18 is a dead straight hole, which is very hard. Some of the hardest holes in golf are dead straight. The wind's in 2 out the left. Like I had a feeling of like, what would I feel like if I was standing that tee and I had to hit that fairway? And I could feel it in myself how difficult that would feel.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Can you imagine adding in that pressure?
No, because it would have been in the right bunkers for me, for sure.
Oh, like where Rory put it.
Yeah.
Like that carving.
Maybe not that far, maybe 100 yards back. But it was, I mean, that, for, Lowry to make that putt, I remember, I didn't say he was going to make it, but I was like, just please make it.
Yeah,
just please, for the love of God, make it.
I thought he missed it left.
Yeah.
I thought he'd missed it a little bit left, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, let's see if this is, because it just felt like all those moments just kept slipping away, and behind us, like Ben Griffin's holing like 60 footers on top of Rasmus
That putt was
Højgaard.
insane.
Like it was nuts.
Insane.
I just like, this is just bananas. But so you would say Lowry for you just for that moment?
Yeah, he was like, he's always electric in that kind of environment. Him and Rory together is like,
and he's a good teammate.
Peanut butter and jelly. It's always works. And he's always like he's always electric for those events.
Yeah, I think to me, I was really impressed with Rose, to be honest. I was really thought that Rosie, I thought it was just this game, like, I think it was the Saturday? I can't remember if it was the Saturday 4 balls or the Friday 4 balls. It was just like he had so many birdies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who it was. Saturday.
Just so good. That's one thing I'll give him. He's just so steady.
It was incredible. I'm trying to see where it was here. Strokes gained. Yeah, it was the Saturday 4 balls. Like, so the next best player from a strokes gained standpoint was JJ Spawn, plus 1.9 strokes. Rose was plus 5.84. Like there was like 3 or 4 guys who are plus 1.6, plus 1.3, plus 1.9 JJ Spawn, and Rose was plus 5.8.
Yeah, you can't compete with that.
No, I think he'd made on his own ball. I think he'd made 6 or 7 birdies on the front 9 on his own ball.
Pretty good.
And they were playing Scheffler and DeChambeau. They had went out in 8 under through 9.
Yeah. And
I think they were maybe level, maybe 1 up or something like that. So it was, and he's historically done that. I'll never forget Gleneagles. He and Rose and Henrik Stenson done something similar, where through 16 holes they were something like I think they were collectively like 13 or 14 under.
Like a scramble.
It was like a scramble. They're just playing their own ball, just birdie, birdie, birdie. So I thought Rose was amazing, but I would give my MVP to Tommy. He's the perfect partner.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him. Like when you see a connection between 2 people.
Yeah.
No one seems to bring that out of people. Like Tommy Fleetwood gets hugged more than any golfer in the history of golf.
I know.
And like Rose is saying, I believe in you, and Tommy's like, I love you, and it's like, I thought they were going to make out in the green at one point. He's got a lot of hair going, the wind was just catching him. But like Tommy to me is just like the ultimate Ryder Cupper, but does it subtly and does it all with the best the best sort of poise.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. I mean, we've talked about fan behaviour. Let's not go over that. I think that's the fan behaviour was not great. Hovland and the injury ruling, the envelope rule that they talked about. What's your instinct on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a silly rule. It should just be if one person's out, there should be no tie. I think that point is given to the next team. But I think you get rid of the whole envelope thing and stuff like that. The biggest thing is if Hovland knew he was injured, he wasn't just injured Thursday night. He knows. You said he's been injured. He's had
that injury before,
right?
Yeah.
I'm just shocked these teams aren't allowed like a backup player.
That is the answer,
right? Like
take like a standby.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of players who warm up with
still practices with
like
the
that.
team, goes to the the Europeans were out there the week before, and then they all went to the Hamptons to play golf.
Yeah.
Like have a player that's out there practicing with them. The guys know him. It's captain's pick, obviously.
Totally.
Give another guy a chance because injuries do happen, especially in the modern game. These guys' backs go. They're, you're going to always have some type of injury. For Hovland to sit out, you could tell he was a bit embarrassed, sheepish, even when they were all doing the raising of the trophy yesterday. He's pointing at his neck, he's probably going to feel like, well, I didn't really play in the singles. I didn't contribute. It kind of sucks. The U.S. team were upset. You could tell in Keegan's, he's like, oh, this shouldn't be a rule. Well, they utilized this rule in like 1991, so let's not.
And so it's been utilized twice before. I think it was 91 was at Kiowa they used it. I want to say it was like, where was it now? Sam Torrance was the other one. It was twice it's been and both times the US team have won that Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So it's not a new thing. I'm shocked Keegan was not like, listen, this is a rule. We know this is a rule. This is just a Ryder Cup rule. A long-standing Ryder Cup rule.
Just defend it. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like,
it made it feel like it was against them.
Exactly.
Like I said, I think, there should be an extra player per team because who knows, if Hovland's out and let's say Nikolai Højgaard's on the team, right, and plays only the Sunday singles, and then all of a sudden wins his match 3-up. Yeah. He's like a hero.
A hero.
Right?
It gives someone else, that's my point.
Yeah.
It gives someone else an opportunity to be a hero, which I love.
Totally.
I love that.
Like, or at least makes them feel like, okay, let's say Hovland's played day 1, then can't play day 2 and 3, but Højgaard's brother gets put in. Yeah. It makes them both feel like, I feel like I've helped win this trophy
I totally agree.
For the European team.
I was so glad that. So obviously, like Shane wins the half point to get to 14-14. To me, I don't like a draw. I don't like Europe retain. So to me, it was still like I didn't feel great even when I felt a sense of relief we wouldn't lose. But if it was 14-14, that US team are in that press conference basically saying, this is a moral victory for us. They get the cup, but this is a moral victory for us. And we think we would have got that point and we feel unfairly and we're going to petition again. Who knows, right? Yeah. So then when Hatton got the half point, that was like, okay, well that at least, that's a genuine half. And then when Bob got the half point, 15-13 means regardless of what happened, we would have won the cup regardless at that point. Even if Harris English had beaten, Hovland and they both had played, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We would have still won that 14.5-13. Yeah. That half point to me was actually huge. The Bob match on the final match.
Yeah, good point.
That I think it was a 3-putt by Sam Burns in the end. Like that was actually, in the grand scheme of things, I think that was big.
Yeah. Yeah, so, good point.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. A standby player on each team needs to be selected. I'd be happy for the envelope rule to go away. Yeah. And, that's how that plays out.
Yeah, yeah. Or the captains have to go out, regardless of age. Tom Watson.
I would not fancy
Tom Watson versus Luke Donald.
Keegan would be striping it and Luke Donald would be...
Powder puff.
Popcorn farts out there.
Oh, man.
All right. What you got on your agenda? Because I've got one more.
Nothing. Technically, my snake of the week was...
You want to dive into snakes and ladders?
Might as well.
Okay.
My snake was we already talked about it. It was the U.S. fans banter. I just thought it was poor class. And
just poor.
Yeah.
Like, poor class, yes. And even when it wasn't...
Against.
Like poor or like in poor taste or rude or whatever, it just was crap.
They tried to make a song with, like, Scotty Scheffler's name, and it's just like, if it's not made by the crowd, then it's not made by anyone.
Like, when you hear the Europeans singing... So the song, there's only two Molinaris. Like there's always some originality.
Totally,
it's funny.
Totally. But it's like soccer / football in Europe or the UK.
Exactly.
You guys have your chance. You go to a Bills game. I mean, other than the Bills make me want to shout, which is a hell of a tune. It's there's not really there's none of that, right? And if there is, it feels like it's forced or tried way too hard. Hence that lady that was trying to pump up the crowd. They had no originality, no nothing. Whereas when you're in Europe, it's it's different. We had
an intern, and Tucker watches some of these podcasts and some of the content. So, Tucker, if you're watching, this one's directed at you. He was an intern with us at Turnberry, and never forget, one night we're all round having a few drinks and stuff like that, and he starts trying to give us like the US chants, and I had never heard this chant before, and he's like, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that. And it was like, I believe that we will win. And I'm like, that's not a chant, is it? He's like, that's the best chant. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. And then I heard it at a Ryder Cup. I believe that we will win.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's horrendous.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Other than USA, which is, their equivalent of our ole, ole, ole.
Yeah.
Fine, right? USA is, it just gets a bit repetitive. But totally. I'm sure ole, ole, ole gets repetitive to every US fan. Yeah. So I get that one, right? But like our originality around, bringing the players into it and all that sort of stuff is just on a different level.
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely different.
So that's your snake. What's your ladder? What's on the up?
Yeah, the ladder for me. I mean, I know Luke Donald's a great captain and stuff, but the little things that he did for the team and
the marginal gains.
Yeah, that makes
huge.
I hope whoever's watching or listening to what the European team's doing at the U.S. side, they take notice and try to go above and beyond the next whatever is needed for their team.
I think they will. I mean, I watched a lot of the post show or post match coverage last night, and Brando Shamley. I don't know. Actually, we've never talked. I don't know what your thoughts are on him, whether you like him or whether you don't. Lots of people don't. Most people don't.
Yeah, most people don't. Yeah.
And especially last week, for whatever reason, it just seemed like he was just like everyone's ripping him because of what he said about DeChambeau and stuff. He made some points that I really thought were pretty valid, and about people that kind of have like a genuine sort of qualification or skill set for this event. Why was Keegan Bradley ever a Ryder Cupper? Other than in people saying like the sympathy vote that he should have been on the 2023 team, I don't think that was it. I think maybe they had a lack of in their mind they had a lack of candidates. But why take someone in their playing prime? He's never had a better world ranking than he has right now. His game has been unbelievable. Current PGA Tour winner. Like, he should have been on that team. Why take one of your best players out of the team and put him in a captain when really he doesn't even have proper or like redeeming credentials to be a Ryder Cup captain?
I think if you talk, who could be future European Ryder Cup captains, you can name probably 6 people. When you go to name future, and I'm talking 27, 29 Ryder Cup captains.
It's actually not as easy as that, though. So who would you say are the European options?
I mean, Rosie for sure.
But he's got another year in him. I think Rosie's last playing Ryder Cup
will be 47 years old. Maybe. I doubt it.
He's hitting it as long now as he has. I think his swing is the best it's ever been with Mark Blackburn. You're right, though. There's a chance. I think he'll get one more pick. I think he'll get one more pick. As long as his game's good, I think he's got one more in him.
Yeah, maybe.
Who else?
What was that? What's that boy's name? Who was a really good captain for them? Who I think could do it again? That Thomas Bjorn. I think he could do it again.
Yeah, you think Thomas Bjorn would have another?
Because he's close with a lot of those boys.
Yeah.
I could see potentially a Molinari doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could too.
And then I don't know. I mean, I would love to see to be honest with you, I'd love to see a Poulter be a part of it. Again, I'd love to see a Sergio be a part of it, but I think those days are
those
done.
boys are all. McGinley effectively said that last night.
Yeah,
he said that the rulings as they stand right now won't let them back in.
Yeah,
so that's Westwood out, Sergio out, McDowell out, Poulter out, and Stenson out.
Crazy.
That's 10 Ryder Cups if they only do one of captains.
Which again, I don't think it's wrong what they're doing with Luke Donald. If he's the captain for another 2 more Ryder Cups, I mean, who cares?
He's my ladder. He's top of the ladders I've got. I think he's effectively got it. And McGinley said one important thing, that it doesn't eat into his lead up to his Champions Tour career, because he's still, from an age standpoint, he's not eligible yet at that point. So he's got 2 more years that he's not really a competitive PGA Tour player anymore.
No.
So, and he's been playing. He still has eligibility to play events, so he can still be in the mix. But like the Ryder Cup has become sort of his role, his thing, and I think it's 2 more years.
Yeah, like I said, for US, I really don't know who you name. Like even the US vice captains, like a Woodland, a Webb Simpson, a Brandt Snedeker, okay, that's great, but it's almost like,
does any of it inspire you? No. They were talking up Justin Leonard a lot last night in terms of like his style. They said he's very kind of detail orientated, very light. I just wonder if he's missed the boat in terms of like his connection to that group, and he's also again to the Champions Tour has become, because of the depth in it now. We've talked about it on this podcast. Like it's good viewing now.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of money.
Good money for those boys too.
And he's playing good.
A shot popped up. Thomas Bjorn. He's made $1.7 million this year. I mean, the boy's not struggling, right?
He's not going hungry, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Poor guy. We saw him in Atlanta. He was a dick to us.
He was a dick to us. He absolutely was. Didn't it? Right after Tiger won the Masters, we were on a high. Love.
Honestly, I've never done drugs. I've never done meth. But I bet you that would be the same feeling.
You were floating out the lobby. But like we saw him and we tried to give him, a little bit of love, because he was the Ryder Cup captain in 2018.
That's right.
So we tried to kind of give him props.
Oh, hey, Cap.
Honestly.
Miserable. Smarten up.
He would have looked at shit in the bottom of his shoe better than he did at us that day.
Miserable. He would been so lucky to meet us.
Did he realise we've got a top performing podcast?
No kidding.
This is the #1 golf podcast in Bolivia.
Yeah, Bolivia. Yeah, well, your loss, Cap.
Your loss. There's... I go for, 2 more years. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think 2 more years after that, if Rosie plays it, he's so naturally the next Ryder Cup captain after that. And then who knows where the landscape sits with the whole LIV stuff. Right now, I think LIV is looking so poor. I'm not saying it will go away, but who knows? These guys' contracts, run out. Do you know what's an interesting one? I don't know if you heard it in the TV. The only
The TV?
On the TV. The only reason John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton can play is because the same ruling that stopped because they were late to join, the initial early adopters to LIV. That ruling from the Court of Arbitration basically established that you're not eligible.
Right. Okay.
So they were Hatton and Rahm. It was ruled that they couldn't be on the team. They appealed it, and the appeal hasn't been heard yet.
Interesting.
Conveniently, so they were lucky they could be on this team. So
same thing for Bryson, obviously.
I don't know if the ruling's the same between the PGA Tour. That was a European Tour and LIV thing, but apparently, if it gets voted that they can't, they can still pay the whatever. McGinley said it was like multiple millions. They need to pay in fines to the European Tour and damages. for them both to be eligible for the next one, which, I mean, Jon Rahm should pay for the both of them.
Yeah,
you can get 600 million.
You could tell yesterday, after the whole trophy ceremony, the cameras are just following them around. Yeah. I don't know if this is true, and I'm making this up 100%, but Jon Rahm's face when he was looking around, I almost thought in my mind he's thinking, "Man, I
wish I was."
Yeah, I've left this.
100%.
Right? Because there's no pink smoke, there's no lasers going off.
I don't think Jon Rahm likes it.
No,
I think I look at his attitude. I look at his reactions when he hits bad shots. I think some of the courses they play are crap.
I mean, the players say some of them aren't hard enough or long enough. I mean,
the condition of the one in Riyadh was terrible. Like some of them are just not. They're just not.
Where's the really short one? It's all a lot of up and down hills. Hong Kong, really short for them.
Really short. Yeah.
Now that's just landlocked golf course, but they could have picked. Trump Doral in Florida. The boys said it's like they're just like. No, that's a lie. That was their first course they played that was proper in length and like skill that needed to play. But they said the rest of them are pitch and putts kind of thing. So it's not. But I honestly, in Jon Rahm's face, he's looking around and you can tell he's kind of staring at the crowds. And I'm like, that's a guy who still loves golf history.
Yeah.
That's a guy who still loves the tradition of the game. He's just won a Ryder Cup with his heroes, Sevy's won and all that. And he's going, I miss this.
We'll look at it, right? Rory last night and today has been celebrated so much for his incredible year. Win at Pebble Beach, win at the Players, career Grand Slam, away Ryder Cup, the best year of his life. And Jon Rahm, who celebrated him being the live individual champion?
Him.
No one. And Tyrrell Hatton at the bar.
Did he win?
Smash.
Wasn't it he didn't win this year, but he won the Player of the Year?
He won the. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
Right,
win
he didn't win an event.
Yeah, exactly, but he won the overall.
Come on, I'd love that. You don't have to win, and you've won a couple $1 million.
I know. So yeah, I'm with you. I think he really regrets it. Quickly through the ladders, Rory, what a year! Obviously, Cam Young, the breakout player for me now. I think that's a catalyst now for him. I think he now becomes a top 10 player in the world. He has now belief that in the toughest of situations, toughest of circumstances against the best players in the world, he is as good, if not better than them all.
Yeah.
I think he'll have belief in that. He is length, he's become a great putter. He just literally does everything really well.
If you watched the Ryder Cup this weekend and you didn't take at least one practice swing to try to emulate his backswing, you're not a real golfer. Because I'll tell you, my mirror was worn out last night. I was trying to make backswings as short as him.
That'd be good for you, actually.
I don't know how he makes contact, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I was actually chatting with JJ from Titleist about the pairings and stuff like that Friday night, and because to me, the most weird thing about watching Bryson and JT go out first was the golf ball discrepancy.
Yeah.
Right? JT plays the Pro V1X. Bryson is searching for a lot. Yeah, he's been testing the double dot. Actually, JJ said he's been playing 2025 Pro V1X, which I thought that would have spun a lot for him. I thought he would have been left dash.
Yeah,
I always thought he was left dash, but JJ said he was Pro V1X, but so I was really surprised to hear that. But I just thought golf ball compatibility, Cam Young is generally, he's been playing double dot, and he's been in left dot as well. So that golf ball compatibility.
Slow spin. No, thank you.
I know. So I thought that made perfect sense. And what JJ said was Cam Young had asked to play with Bryson. He said that he will not be fazed by anything Bryson does or anywhere he hits it on the golf course.
Cool. Good for him.
He's I'd love to play with them.
Good for him, yeah.
And obviously they ended up playing.
That makes Keegan's life a lot easier.
Totally. So great attitude, great team player, incredible performer, and I just thought that was cool insight into who he is. Snakes, fans, ticket prices. The course setup was a nonsense.
Too soft.
Nonsense.
Way too soft.
Yeah. You know what? The softness, I think partly that might be a downside of having it at a municipal golf course. That you're not.
The thing is, that's hosted. I mean, if you look at footage from when Koepka won the PGA there, or US Open, sorry. Was it US? Doesn't matter. He won a major there. Those greens were rock hard.
Well, he won that in May, didn't he?
True,
he was
yeah,
an
like
early
end of
one,
May, yeah. That's true. But, I mean, New York is generally, if we're going to bank it off our weather here, is generally a few weeks before us, right?
You play a lot of top golf courses, though.
Yeah.
How many top golf courses that you've played, when they get, I think, a friend of mine's, he has worked there in the grounds crew, and he was at it, and I was texting him, I'm like, how much rain did they get there? This course is a nonsense. He's like, well, they got 3/4 of an inch of rain on Thursday.
That's not a lot of rain.
That's not a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So how many top courses that you've played would the ball be plugging for 3 days straight after 3/4 of an inch? None.
None.
Not one.
None.
That is a problem with taking it to that golf course.
Yeah.
So to me...
Uni golf?
I know, see?
I was on to something forever.
So like, I think that's got to be called into question, or at least like, dry it out prior to, or do something.
The one thing, where was I recently? Oakland Hills. We're walking past one of the, doesn't matter. We're walking past one of the holes, and you can hear the sub-air.
Absolutely.
Right? And and when we played it, it was hot and humid. It wasn't raining, but the sub-air's on, and it's pumping moisture from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And it was hot, so I'm standing over it. It's pumping moisture from somewhere, I can tell you that. But you put your hand on the greens, and they're not roasting, and I'm not saying you'd feel the temperature change right away, the moisture change right away. Baltusrol, same thing. Their sub-air system came out like a telescope in a US sub, right?
That's what
and you're
I mean.
like, these major golf courses have the ability to take the moisture away, even if it does rain, so it is firmer. Or if they still want to water it to make it green, they can still firm it up. Augusta, for example. Augusta can get hurricanes come through, and they're going to clean it up really quickly. You're right. Maybe Bethpage it's got to have some type of technology. It's a major hosting golf course.
I don't think it does. I don't think it has the level of funding. Was that state park, effectively?
Technically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it has the level of funding to do that. That's where I think being privately owned, and being an elite, golf venue. This might be controversial. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I never liked it in 2002 when the US Open was there. When who won that one?
I don't know. I will say, I would like to play.
Oh, Lucas Glover.
Right. I'd like to play to obviously to really see an opinion. But when you see a golf course or a Ryder Cup merchandise that wraps itself around this metal sign that says this golf course is extremely difficult, and players shouldn't be playing it, blah, blah, blah. And I know these guys are a billion times better than I am, but to me, it just looks so easy.
There was just, and that was purely course setup. Because
no rough
like you said, that first day when they were hitting it down the right or left and they were spinning it out,
you know where that rough is? That's Palm Springs rough. It's beautiful. Yeah. You feel like a tour player. I know. Because it's so easy.
It's just, and you can't give these players that.
No, that should be 4.5 inches thick, and if you have to smash out of it, you have to smash out of it versus, there was a photo of Scheffler in the rough, and you could see the back of his iron, no problem. Whereas you look at Oakmont, I'm not saying he needs to be Oakmont, but the guy puts his club down, and you don't even see the ferrule on his club.
I know. Yeah, no, that to me didn't fit for me. A venue that should be holding, an event like that, just the bunkers, too much sand, way too much sand. When you hear the players' club going through the sand, you're like, that's not how an elite golf course is.
I think if you grew the rough up, you could have firmed out the fairways a bit more, because the drives that Justin Rose hit yesterday on 18, the fact that now I know tour players spin the ball a little bit more with the driver, but the fact that the ball's hitting and it's only releasing 4 or 5 paces, to me is as a golfer, if I'm hitting a drive, I want to see it run a little bit. Give me a little bit extra. I think it's if they had shorter stuff in. I know they only had anywhere from 100 and some had 109 yards in. But if you had a chance to have a flip wedge in and maybe hole 1, I think you could have firmed up the golf course, made the rough thicker. You would have had a chance. If you hit it straight, it's going to go a long way. But if you miss, then it's a true penalty.
K Club in 06 and Celtic Manor in 2010 had the most rain I've ever seen on a golf, both events. Rain delays. Celtic Manor, if you remember, actually had to go to an extra day. It was so wet.
Yeah.
Bethpage looked worse than those. And they had 3/4 of an inch of rain.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It was a joke. So
I definitely wouldn't line up
shame.
overnight for a tee time.
No, maybe I'm being harsh saying it was like I think it's a bad golf course. I would like to play it.
Yeah,
I would
I'd
like to play it. It didn't feel like a golf course fitting of that event for me.
I mean, I will say, visually, 17, that par 3,
Yeah.
looked amazing.
Yeah.
18, I love a 18th hole finishing hole like that. The one at Oakmont's amazing. The one at Bethpage, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Tillinghast Golf Course in that area, I mean, it's as good as it gets. But it just, I don't know, it was missing something. It wasn't hard enough.
Did they have a Ryder Cup going to PJ Frisco?
Probably.
Like maybe that's a topic for another day because I think Olympic Club's the next one.
Right,
in the
which,
US.
again, I've played and I have opinions on that one too.
No good?
It's not one I would go back.
Really?
If someone was to throw me to San Francisco tonight on a plane and I was playing somewhere tomorrow, I would not be playing Olympic
You're
Club.
over the Cal Club or something
San
like that.
Francisco,
Yeah.
Lake Merced over Olympic Club. I've never been to the PGA one where Morikawa won, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't. Again,
So my point to that is I think they're picking crap golf courses.
yeah, weird.
No, I'm going to say again, I'm not saying Bethpage Black. I'm just saying golf courses that are not special. This is the point I guess I'm trying to make. Look at what the Walker Cup are doing. They're going to Pine Valley.
They're going to places
that.
Now, some people will say you're going to places that the average Joe can't get onto, and I understand that. I understand that argument.
Yeah.
Because you want to grow the game.
And if they had not charged, if they had said ticket prices are $50 and we're putting it at a public golf course,
I would agree. I said
that makes sense to me. Don't put it on a golf course that's a public golf course and charge $750 and effectively exclude so many
I'll be
working
honest,
class people.
And you call me cheap for saying this, I wouldn't pay $750 to go to a Ryder Cup.
Not a chance.
Actually, I wouldn't pay
You are cheap, by the way.
any form of money to go to any golf event because it's better to watch it on TV.
I think if you can get 3 days for $200,
Sure.
like that's
I'd rather
it's good value.
one day with a wee bit of hospitality for $100.
Of course, we like him.
A wee valet.
Somebody just lift and lay the boys. Come on.
I know. But $750, come on.
Spoiled. You're spoiled. USD. That's
$2 million Canadian.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Who knows? Maybe this podcast will be live from Adair Manor.
I think there's a good. I feel like I want to go to another one. I remember leaving the one in 2014, going, I like watching them in the house.
So good.
You get a chance to see it all. It's not easy when you're there. It really isn't.
No.
I mean, especially the first 2 days. There's nothing like the first tee because.
Correct. I'd love to sit at the first tee.
Get the songs
Then maybe
going.
sit somewhere 17, 16, 15 in a little tent with some food and drink.
That's
no
the
problem.
Best. That's the best. You get the first tee, you get somewhere around the turn where it's kind of happening, and then you've got a nice little hospitality number down the stretch to see the reality.
That's my middle name. Hospitality.
Tell you what, your name gets longer and longer. That's 14,000 letters in your name. The 18th hole, that's the problem is I don't know if the 18th hole really saw any action until Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, the first day, the games are over by like 14, 15.
But I mean, even in Rome, when whatchamacallit, those two boys won 9 and 8 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, the back nine didn't see any action.
No.
Right? So that's, it is what it is. That's just match play. But I don't know. I would, I'd love to go to one in Europe just to say I've done it and, experience it. Yeah. The only tournament I could go to every year, at least for one day, I'll go to the Masters every year, no problem.
Yeah.
But other than that,
for one day, like even to watch that conclude.
Thursday or Friday, I'd rather just watch Sunday at home or somewhere on a couch.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Because I think the next one after Ireland's in Spain, isn't it? The next one in Europe. So this for me is the last one I'd want to go to for a little bit.
Spain would be a good time.
I don't really. Again, another one of those like
a bit of wine,
a weird course. I don't know. I wouldn't be that. I don't know if I'd fancy that one that much.
Jimenez will be the captain.
I wonder.
Why not?
That's a good idea, actually.
He's hilarious. He's a laugh.
Yeah. I wonder if he would be considered.
Big stogies.
do his warm-up. Everyone has to do everyone has warm-up with the knees.
I love it.
God shows it.
I couldn't even do it. I'd be broken.
Well, guys, ultimately, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sure probably the majority of our audience are US, so probably they enjoyed the Sunday comeback at least, and
totally
that kind of maybe redeemed a little bit of the event. Because as I said at the top of the show here, I think there was a real risk of the Ryder Cup becoming irrelevant.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
The top of the show.
Top of the podcast. Award winning. I think there is a argument that over 31 years of 50, I think it's maybe 32 years, because I think 9/11 and then the COVID year, I think they missed 2. So I think it's over 32 years. 15 Ryder Cups, 11 have been won by Europe.
I mean, it's why, President's Cup is what it is.
Boring. Is the President's Cup a problem for the Ryder Cup, for the US team?
I read this yesterday or today. I mean, why, you think their confidence is too high that they can just beat anyone?
I think there's an element that we in Europe build up to this every 2 years. We somewhat get starved of this type of competition. Then when it comes, it's like letting the hounds loose.
Yeah, maybe.
And I don't think they have, because they really try hard to, obviously, what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
They try hard to obviously win the President's Cup, which they do. It's not even really a competitive event. And neither is the Ryder Cup, arguably. But, I just think we are so pent up to go and win this thing. It means so much. And the US just cycle through, I don't know.
Win one, lose one. They're going to beat internationals 9 times out of 10.
Oh, absolutely.
That team needs to smarten up.
They're not going to win any.
No, I know.
They just aren't.
Adam Scott's your only hope.
I know.
That's for the bin right there.
Anyway, we could go on. We probably already have went on. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed the Ryder Cup special. Hope you enjoyed the Ryder Cup. We enjoyed it. It's the highlight of my golf calendar every other year. I just adore it. It's I love the build up to the qualification. I love watching the announcement of the picks. It's a bit like the Masters for me. The coverage doesn't start on Friday; it starts on Monday.
Totally, yeah.
As soon as they're on property,
Monday. Sky
just,
Sports is on for 12 hours.
Sky Sports. That's a snake. Whatever the US coverage was, I mean, I saw some boys who were watching coverage. People were like top of backswings, and they'd cut to commercials.
A Burger King commercial.
What is that all about? Like Sky
Do yourself
Sports.
a favor. Call Scott Yaman. Get an IPTV.
Like that is the way to go.
You could have brought your Ryder Cup staff bag today for show and tell.
I could have. I was
nice,
thinking of something right. I forgot I had that. I think I still do that.
No, you probably took a
knife
to it.
No, I still have it. Cut the patch out. No, I do still have it. Lovely Belding bag. The coverage was shocking. But by all accounts, I never saw any. But Sky Sports, hell of a job.
Sky Sports for the win.
Hell of a job.
Big Laura, she was all over it.
She's tremendous.
She's great.
She is unbelievable. See, I was texting again, Joe, that like her analysis of it, like the amount of times she would call what would happen, and it was literally identical.
I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, but she made a comment. I was watching it in the car. Please don't do this, illegal. I'm watching. I literally hear her say, she goes, I wouldn't hit that shot. And I'm going, Laura, you're a retired hen. You haven't played golf in 50 years. And you're saying you're not going to hit that, you wouldn't hit that shot Russell Henley hit? And I'm like, that's why she's good, because she's just straight up, and I think he made a mistake, and she's like, I wouldn't have done that. I'm like, okay.
Former world number one. I tell you what, Faldo, though, needs to get taken out behind the barn.
He's done.
Done. Horrific on the analysis.
Yeah. What's that, Nick
Doherty?
He's quite good.
He's good shot.
Yeah, he's quite good.
And there's enough banter with Coulthard and Rich Beam and the Australian Wayne Riley.
That's a tough one for Rich Beam, too, because he's Sky Sports boy, but he's American.
He's super patriotic. But he said he had no interest basically in the Ryder Cup until he went to work for Sky Sports. So he supports the US team, but
He gets it.
He is he has a real affinity to the Europeans because of the Ryder Cup, the Sky Sports family that he's part of and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're waffling, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Ryder Cup special edition. Regular content resuming.
Yes.
We'll be back next week. We've got to talk about what's left this year. I don't think there's really much.
I don't even know what is.
No, we'll dig something up.
We'll find something.
Sure.
Maybe we'll have a guest.
That'd be a good idea.
I don't know who we're going to have. I don't know who.
Me neither. We'll figure something out. Right?
Right. Adios.
All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you again soon.